Miguel and I met many years ago. We were working for Harold Washington and fighting for fairness and justice. And I believe that those are things that Miguel will continue to fight for. That he is the one person I know who has fought for many years for good education for the state. He has. I know Miguel when he was a state senator in Springfield, and together we fought for health care for all.
Yeah.
And I know that he will truly be somebody who represents the entire city. He will represent all the neighborhoods. He will represent the businesses, particularly the small businesses. And I feel like he is somebody that I truly trust to be mayor today.
All right.
I'm so glad to be supporting Miguel del Valle, because there are all sorts of candidates who are saying, oh, I'm the progressive candidate. This is the progressive candidate.
Yeah.
That's right. There are so many reasons and examples of why he is the progressive candidate. When I first met Miguel a long time ago, he told me, I've never forgotten this, it was so sincere. He looked me right in the eye and he said, you know, I got into politics to help the schools. I was there trying to bring a suit to increase education funding for Chicago. Well, the example I'm going to pick is this one. We're in a suit right now. I'm one of the lawyers representing IBI IPO, challenging the privatization of the parking meters.
Yeah!
The only candidate who has spoken out in public supporting that suit, challenging the privatization. So, if you, Mr. and Miss Chicago, when you go and feed the meters and pay another round of tribute to Morgan Stanley, which you already bailed out about a year and a half ago, and now you're bailing them out again, and Abu Dhabi, and the big German bank that is getting all this money, remember one thing, that if you want to do something about this on February 22nd, punch the line with Miguel del Valle.
Of reducing that burden on our local property taxes to fund public education, and Robin's working on that too, because it's some unfinished business. We haven't accomplished reducing that burden and transferring that responsibility where it belongs, and that is to the state for funding public education in the state of Illinois. And so much more needs to be done. And as mayor, I will work aggressively to get those changes in Springfield that we need. The mayor, the current mayor did, of course, talk about that, but it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to really go there and sit down with the governor and say to the governor and the leaders of the General Assembly, let's get this done.
Yeah.
Let's change it. Sure.
What do you think's happening to the Democratic Party when so many billionaires from out of state and in state are writing such big checks to a millionaire whose centerpiece is the bashing of public unions and public sector employees? What's going on with the Democratic Party?
It's headed in the wrong direction. And the scary thing is that it's headed in the wrong direction very quickly. When this type of money comes in to try and influence the outcome of an election, and it really goes beyond influence. I mean, this is an attempt to buy an election in the city of Chicago, and it's the neighbors in our neighborhoods and the voters in our neighborhoods who should be determining the outcome of this election, not big money interests, particularly those from out of state. You know, years ago they talked about a Midtown expressway. We don't need that. What we need is public transportation. And so I want to see rapid bus transit on Western Avenue, so that you can get from one end of the city to the other, and other routes. So those are the kinds of things that I want to see.
Happy birthday to you.
We got a birthday cake out of that one. I can't believe
And now we have it down
It's on history.
for the archives, Katie.